What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's episode of the 740 Sports Show. I'm Eric. Alongside me is my lifelong brother, Bub, albeit virtually, as we sometimes are. We are today. Bub, from his location in Jackson. I'm in the 740 Sports basement, Bub, here at the home. And, Bub, we have had a fun week of sports. Welcome to the show. Do you have an Apple Festival hangover, Bub?
Not only do I have a or Apple Festival hangover, I feel like it wasn't a great week of sports for me in general. Two
That's
of my
tough.
three teams lost this week, and
Yeah.
not in very fun ways either.
Well, Bub, that is the way the sports world goes for you sometimes. You can't win them all. You often don't win them all. We discuss that weekly when we talk about our picks.
It's a bounce back week for me.
Well, it is a bounce back week. And, Bub, you've got a full show today. You're going to have a guest joining us, or we're going to have a guest joining us, kind of a surprise, albeit familiar guest to Bub. He's going to be hopping on here with us as well here in just a little while. And, Bub, it's going to be a fun show, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. How about you going to prison?
Okay. Well, interesting way to put it. That did return. How about this, Bub? How about we word it this way? Third annual Buck 50 or Buck 10 returns the CCI there, Bub.
Yeah, what a big event, and it seems like it just grew this year.
It did grow this year. We'll get to all, and it was such a cool event, man. And that's the coolest event I think we get to do throughout the 740 each year, man. I really think so.
I didn't get to experience it this year, unfortunately, but from what you've shown and you encompassed and shown me over the last few days, it seemed like it was a very big event. And like I said, it seems like it's been growing exponentially.
Huge event here in the 740. It has grown exponentially. We're going to talk about that one here. We're going to get to the Buck 10 here in just a little while. And Bub, we got a slate of things to get to here in the 740. We mentioned the Buck 10. We got high school football to get to. We're going to talk about some of the local college football happening around the 740 as well. And Bub, just all of the things occurring in the 740. Let's go ahead and get to things in the early portion of it. Bob, I'm glad you don't have an Apple Festival hangover. We're going to need your performance here to pull us through this evening, as we sometimes do here. I'm going to start the show off with a little bit of volleyball, Bob. Can we do that?
Yeah, this is kind of unusual, but this is, let's try something different this time.
I love trying something different. I tried something different for 4 years when I went down to Rio Grande and coached some volleyball. And how about that? Belinda Donaldson, head coach of the women's volleyball team at Rio. Just a quick shout out, Bub. She got her 300th victory. That's pretty awesome.
It's a lot of wins. It's a lot more wins than I've ever gotten in my life.
It is. That's probably true. That's a probably true statement. Bub. How about this? Let's lower the bar for you, but let's flash it back in time for Coach Donaldson for a moment. How about 200? Do you have 200 wins in your lifetime, Bub? Because she does.
I mean, if we're including the Pee Wee basketball game where I had to come in from the stands for your Wellston tournament,
great.
Then I think that kind of solidifies my 200. If we're going to include that tournament.
I think we should. I think we should give you every chance you need because it's well deserved. But the hair, the headband in this photo, how about it? Times were different back in 2019, but I was present for the 200. Congrats to Coach.
Yeah, I had to zoom in on that for a second there. What a just awful time for it to pan back to me as I'm just up in the camera like this. I was looking at the headband. I'm so glad that we are past those days of your life.
They always come back, man. There will probably be one more time anyway. I anticipate one more. I miss the long hair, Bob. I miss those days. But congrats to Coach Donaldson on her 200th or 300th win as a University of Rio Grande women's volleyball coach. That is awesome. We like awesome
huge milestone,
things, Bub. That is a big milestone, Bub. Rio football is back, and unfortunately, we're going to keep it with the university for just a moment. But Red Storm football covered the spread over the weekend. I was proud of the University of Rio Grande new football squad, Bub. They were 97-point underdogs at Ferris State.
97-point underdogs?
They were 97-point underdogs, and we covered on the road, Bub, against the number 1 ranked team in Division II. Yeah, we covered the spread. I'm proud about that, Bub. That is a team that's working their tails off.
I actually didn't get to see the final score of that game. What was the final score end up being?
It was 76-0, Bub. 76-0. But we've now set our sights on a brighter days on the farm, Bub. Football is back on the farm. And Coach Thurston had the opportunity to speak with Coach Thurston today. And he's enjoying the new experience that is football on the farm, as are the University of Rio Grande football players. Go ahead and take a listen to this clip from Coach Thurston. Next Saturday, October 4th, you will be hosting KCU at Alumni Stadium in Jackson. This will open up conference play. We've mentioned that. How's your team looking at that opportunity at this point?
Well, I don't think they're focused on them right now. They just was ready to get back and get better. Next week, we'll start focusing on them a little bit, but they're just ready to get better and go out there and practice and have fun. Like I was telling you earlier, Tuesday, they were having so much fun out there. I didn't want to call practice.
Yeah.
So Coach Kroll, our offensive coordinator, looked at me and I was like, just keep it going. They was having too much fun. So it's real encouraging to see those football players loving to play football. And I have the opportunity to play football here when nobody has played football here for that long.
Yeah.
Over there on the farm. And just that atmosphere, I just look back and see those trees and the hills and sometimes even the cows. And I'm like, I can't believe this is just a beautiful thing. So we just working hard. And the guys just working hard and having great attitudes.
Fall on the farm will do something to you down here. Those leaves will bring out the best in you down here.
Yeah, the allergies too now.
He doesn't like the allergies, Bub. It brings out the worst in the nose, but the best in the eyes on the farm, Bub. It's a beautiful place to be, and football is back, and the players and Coach Thurston are excited. What I would call a very winnable opportunity against KCU, even. And if I may, heading into week 4 for the Red Storm.
I know you were talking about like earlier in the season, these two teams meeting up and being relatively close, in the rankings, towards the bottom of the rankings in their respective divisions. Has that changed any? Or are they still kind of?
Yeah. They'll still bring up the bottom half of the Appalachian Athletic Conference, the AAC, as it is called. Pikeville right now sits atop the conference as the favorite, and KCU and Rio Grande bring up 7 and 8 in the conference. So, no, that hasn't shifted at the moment, but how about this? October 4th at Alumni Stadium, the Red Storm have an opportunity to shift things with a win over KCU. That could shift it. They have the opportunity to do it themselves at home. I anticipate that'll be a packed crowd, Bub. It'll be fun, man.
Yeah, I feel like, a realistic perspective, especially since we've gotten a few games into the season, is for this Rio team is, if you win one game this season, you could potentially take the pop the top off of that stadium. I don't think the expectations.
It would be glorious.
Yeah, this is a team that scored one touchdown on their opening drive. Have they scored since?
Have been shut out since the
and that's the thing. Drive. Any victory at this point would be a very successful year one for the Red Storm, and you got to look at this game and maybe a couple more on the schedule to get the job done.
Well, there's certainly things that you can look at as as criteria for wins and losses on the year that aren't inside the win column, right? How about this one as being one of those things, Bub? Since the addition of football this fall on the farm, enrollment is up 11%, 2,641 students. That is a record high on campus. The previous record in 2004, 2,582. So we're talking over 50 students more than the all-time record on the farm. And Bub, this is a college. When I was there, graduating with my master's degree, that was real concerns, looking down the eye of real concerns of shutting its doors. So what a turnaround for the university, the resilience. And that's, like I said, man, there are a lot of ways to look at wins and losses in life, right? And we talk about football being a game of life all the time. There are wins and losses in this program already, man. Already. Obviously, we want to get into the win column. That's obviously where we want to be.
Are you sure they weren't telling you that they were shutting their doors just because you were there for so long? Like they were just like, yeah, we just have to tell this dude at this point, like we're shutting down. Like he's going to be here forever.
He's going to be here forever at this point. I did have a little bit of a Van Wilder stint.
you
at
did.
The University of Rio Grande. I did, albeit I did enjoy it. You know what? I the volleyball team and I at the time took a lot of pride. We had a phrase. at one point the campus closed on it's kind of a silly little story here, but the campus shut down. There was a silly fire somewhere on campus, and they halted activities on campus for the day. And the silliness and the lightheartedness of the volleyball girls, they came in saying, burn it down. So like their goal was they wanted to leave a legacy is what they were trying to say. We want to burn it down. Well, then those other talks came about, well, how long's the university going to be intact? And thank God we're past those talks. But then those talks came and they said, well, instead of burn it down, why don't we just shut it down? Like, okay, I guess I'm on board with whatever you girls have to do to leave a legacy. And like I said, they are still. Coach Donaldson's racked up 100 wins since that season, Bub. So
crazy, going strong
man.
too. Seems like he's going steady.
Crazy, man. So love the farm, man. Love athletics down there. And Bub, we got a couple more minutes here to talk Buck 10 before we get into the heart and the meat and potatoes of the episode, which all three things you love in the 740 and at one time gave you pre-diabetes. You've since lost the weight. Good job, Bub. But we got to talk Buck 10 for a moment.
What did I enjoy so much? You said like
the meat,
meat and potatoes.
Yeah, and the bread and butter of the show right here. It's high school football, but we got to talk Buck 10.
Cornbread and butter,
Yeah, see, look at you. You're sweating.
I'm slouching back in my chair just thinking about some cornbread and butter.
Bob mentioned soul food and just
like some good beans, dude. Just beans. I'm like, oh god, yeah.
Bub, the Buck 10 was awesome. It was everything that we wanted it to be in year 3. Bub, this is, as we say, the coolest event that we get to do of the year. One of the coolest events of the year. Look at Dave Huggins looking down the way here.
Focus.
He's got focus, but Bub, this year, and we talked about this last year when we had the opportunity to do this event, we had just over 400 and I think 50 inmates with us in the yard present at that time. And we felt a little bit, I don't know if uncomfortable is the word, but there's certainly an uneasiness that comes along with that presence, right?
There was an eeriness around it all.
Sure. It was each of our first times in that type of environment. And we quickly learned very, very quickly, Bub, there's no reason to be, right? Like these are peaceful people. These are people that want to do things in their next opportunity in life outside of prison rather. And just to see all of the inmates lined up this year, about 1,900. Last year, there was over 450, 1,900 people enjoying this event with us, as they so should have the right to if they earn it, right? And I just really stop and think about what this event has become. And I think about the Helping Hands group that does things like this. $30,000, Bub. $30,000.
That's a good chunk of money right there.
That is a huge amount.
Yes.
Of revenue. And the money that these guys have raised, it's now crossed the $40,000 mark all time. But the money that they have raised is going towards the Buck 50 that has now raised over $1 million in efforts to keep our kids away from drugs, right? Local kids away from drugs. And Bub, this year we were even so kindly given a plaque from the group.
That was an awesome plaque. That thing was dense too.
Man, we've been awarded a lot of trophies in our life. We've been awarded a lot of neat gifts, man. This is one of the coolest things we've ever gotten, dude.
Dude, I remember you sending me the picture of it about 10 in the morning. And I was like, holy, that looks awesome.
Dude, as soon as we got to the car, man, because it's like, those are one of these things like, man, these guys are trying so hard to change the narrative and just to bring the right type of good and positivity and inspiration into the world. I'm going to have to put some glasses on before I go down the wrong route here, Bub, because, man, I'm having a hard time even talking about some of this. But inspiring a community through running with the mission to keep kids off of drugs. I truly can't think of a better thing to be fighting for in our community. And, Bub, by the donations given from inmates on the day of the event, I think that they would have to even agree. I mean, this is pretty staggering here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this I didn't expect the 30,000 this year. I know there was they
We
want to
almost
they want to
joked about
grow it.
right? We almost
Yeah,
joked about it last year.
yeah. And I mean, Dave Huggins himself would even say it's a very astronomical goal for year 3, but he's a man that sets high standards and high bars, and if he doesn't reach it, it's okay, but at least he gave it his best.
And I'm glad you mentioned what Dave had to think about this because there's an officer who's involved in all of this, and his name is Dustin Detillion. And I'd like for you to look to the far left on this photo here, Dustin Detillion here. Bub, you remember him. Very direct, very stern, very matter-of-fact type of gentleman. I respect that in a person, Bub. He was named Officer of the Year in 2025, largely in his efforts with the guiding or the helping hands and Buck 10. And to see his efforts and to see the efforts of these guys who are just working day in and day out to find some sort of hope and bring some sort of good into this world, to simply change the stigma. And by the way, we got a full video of this that we just got approved this morning. Sorry for the whistle there, Bub. But we just got approved this morning from CCI and just had the opportunity to post this morning. It is up. Go to the YouTube 74 Sports Show or the Facebook. It is up. Take a look because this is inspiring stuff, man. And these are people trying as hard as anybody that I know to make the world better for people, Bub. And there's a little bit of a shortage of that in today's world. Not sure if you're aware.
Yeah. I mean, but all you can do is all you can do, right? I'm just focused on what I can do and making the world, maybe a little bit happier for a little bit of time.
I think that's the goal, right? I think that's what everyone's trying to do. We talk all the time, and it's easy to get frustrated with people in today's world, but we talk about things like this a lot, Bub, when we're not on camera talking about the silliness we talk about, but I think everyone's trying their best in the world. And I think that's what's really important here. You know what I mean? Like, I wish more people would recognize that, but I truly, genuinely think that people are trying their best in the world each day.
Yeah. I mean, I have no reason to think otherwise. It's just one of those things where not everybody is the same person. Not everybody works as efficiently as other people. Not everybody can think. I cannot read anything and comprehend it at all. You give me a piece of paper with words on it, I don't understand any of it. But you put numbers and letters together with plus symbols and equal signs, and it's fine. Everybody has their own niche that they're good at.
I can't do that world. That world you're just talking about, numbers.
Yeah.
What? Bro, when they started throwing letters into math problems, that's where they lost me because they never started throwing numbers into language so I'll just stay in the language world.
You gotta get in the video game atmosphere. They throw numbers into words all the time. Abbreviations.
Well, how about this, Bob? How's an abbreviation for you here? How about DC? DS. The defensive coordinator. Daniel Stewart, Bob. He's got
You're going to bring him on here? He plays defense for 2 weeks, and you bring Daniel on here?
How you guys go?
Like that,
I'm going to mute myself.
Hey, how you like that, Bub? Is that
I've been thinking for the last 20 minutes who the hell the guest was going to be, and we got Daniels on over here.
I knew I didn't have your full attention. I knew it. He was.
I'm shook right now.
He's also at Oak Hill right now from Oak Hill Waverly.
I got the game going on right now. Oh.
Well, we've got our Oak Hill Waverly correspondent, also Daniel Stewart, DC.
I can hear the band coming from Daniel's side.
That's the mob, the Marching Oaks band. They're getting after it. It's still 0-0 here right now.
He's got Oaks ties.
What's your take on the game so far?
What is it?
What's your take on this game so far?
Just a few mistakes on both sides. I think there's already been 5 or 6 fumbles total, I believe.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, when Waverly gets under center and tries to pound it, they've been able to move the ball pretty well. Oak Hill's moved the ball okay too, just stalled out a couple of times. So it's been a game on the ground. Anytime someone's tried to go to the air, it hasn't been extremely successful yet. But a lot of football to be played still. So
a lot of football to be played. Daniel, we thank you for joining us this evening from the woods in Oak Hill, Bub. We love that state.
The service is amazing.
About it. Well, you know what? I was going to not burden him with joining us, but he insisted on coming on here tonight.
I had to. I had to ask Bub if that was good enough for him. If that's that. Now
Bub,
I know that.
Are you happy, Bub?
Well, I mean, I got to ask firstly, what the hell did you change up? Was it your sleep schedule or what? Did you decide you wanted to start doing your job?
I told you the Monday after the Memphis game, I said that, you know, we stayed after practice and we made sure me and the secondary were on the same page. So we did that. And we're, you know, I don't have to go too far into it. But we're on the same page now. And, you know, went down to Clinton County. I think they were averaging a little bit over 300 passing yards a game. We held them to 91 and with 3 picks.
Excellent.
You know, and then listen, I'll be honest, like I want to take as much credit for Southern as I can, but like 5 touchdowns in 6 plays, that's the offense doing their job. There wasn't much we had to do there. Our offense got after for us, but yeah. So you know, I just making sure that meets your standards, but it's like it's like playing video games. Whenever like someone calls you out and you lean forward in your chair, like
you're like, all right, young dog, let me get over there.
We leaned forward in our chair, but no, it was, the past 2 weeks were just 2 great all around for it. It wasn't just defensively; like our offense got after it. You know, good football in all aspects there. So.
Well, if your kids need to learn anything more about defense, just have them go watch the Vikings against my Bengals last week, and they can learn everything from getting to the quarterback to forcing a fumble. I mean, my goodness, to making Jake Browning look just completely inept, which
well, here's the problem. The front office for Cincinnati made Jake Browning look inept before he ever even hit the field for assembling that offensive line. So
don't get me started on the front office. No, it's not. It is on Mike Brown.
Fair.
Oh, fair. Okay. Wait, we're gonna let you get back to Oak Hill. Hey, thank you as always for popping your head and talking the talk that Bub needs to hear from time to time.
This is his kind of game, 0-0. Great defense.
Hey, yeah. We don't want to take any more of it.
Hey, I appreciate it, fellas. Thanks
you the man.
Jump on. Sorry, it's so short. I'll catch you guys next time.
Hey,
fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Onward, Eagles, baby. Onward, Eagles. Let's roll.
We'll see you, brother. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Daniel Stewart, Bub, taking the time to pop his head in. And, Bub.
I've been racking my brain, like, who could it be? Like, I thought potentially it could be Dave again, you know, wrapping up the Buck 10 over the weekend.
Yeah, could have been. Well, Dave didn't have anything to talk with you now. We got it all out with Dave last week, I think. Dave's always welcome, of course.
Oh, absolutely, he is.
But, Bub, let's go ahead and swing it back to the high school football world where Daniel likes to keep it, Bub. Exactly where he likes to keep it. I want to talk about week 5 in the high school football world. Ironton rolling the Jackson Ironmen 49-10 in the tank. Bub, this game was 42-3 at the half. Ironton did what they wanted to do with a Bodie Wolfordless Jackson Ironman squad, right? And Bodie Wolford or not, the Ironman, Bodie Wolford doesn't keep 49 points off the board for the Ironman.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Bodie in the game, all game, it doesn't matter. That Ironman team was not going to win that matchup.
Just didn't feel like it, right?
Not that night.
Not at that point. Bub, is it still 0-0, by the way? Okay.
Yes, it is.
We got to pick
Oak Hill has the ball at their 48-yard line.
Nice. Who you got in this game?
I'm going to take Waverly in this one. That was the first game on our slate. I did take Waverly prior to. Both teams are 0-5, but
let's just knock that out now. I got Waverly too. I just wanted to be on the same page with you there. Okay, Bub. Ironton's the real deal. They're going to take on Wheelersburg this week. It's going to be a huge game at Ed Miller Stadium. I'll have the opportunity to be there tomorrow night for the first part of things as well. I can't wait for that opportunity. That stadium's going to be nuts.
That's going to be that's going to be an electric atmosphere right there.
Of course, that is the number 1 team in Division 5 taking on the number 2 team in Division 5. We'll talk more about that game here in just a little while, but let's talk about what Wheelersburg did a week ago. They sort of separated themselves in the SOC2, right? In a big way, 52-7 to win over Valley. Berg's going to run away with the SOC too, people. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, it seems like it's
over.
there. Yeah, the Valley was an undefeated opponent going against Wheelersburg, and Wheelersburg just wiped the floor with them. I see nobody slowing down this Pirates team until, obviously this Ironton matchup, but going forward after that, Wheelersburg's going to be rolling for a few more weeks into the playoffs as well.
Yeah, they are. I agree with you, Bub. But, a lot of people are kind of holding us against Wheelersburg, but I don't necessarily do that. Wheelersburg doesn't have that one guy, right? Like they don't have that standout, I'm going to run for 2,000 or throw for 4,000 guy, right? They don't have a Trent Salyers, I don't think. They don't have a Tanner Holden this year, per se, that's going to keep you head and shoulders above everybody. But I think that plays into the advantage because now you don't have a major injury you're looking over your shoulder for. You don't have you're seizing on the back of one person. I think that makes Wheelersburg a dangerous team. Do I think that they're going to hold off the beast, just the flood that is Ironton tomorrow night? I don't necessarily think that, but I do think that Wheelersburg is stacked up to be something pretty spectacular.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, is Ironton that big of an outlier?
Yeah, and it's also going to be, if these two teams match up in the playoff times, how much does the team that loses this matchup gain going into the playoffs? How much knowledge do they learn? How much do they understand? I think we both expect Ironton to win this game, and neither of us are going to pick against them. But this is going to be a very strong test for Ironton, especially at Ed Miller Stadium.
It's now not a regional matchup, right? It's a statewide matchup. This is a statewide look at what Ironton can do throughout the state, throughout the playoffs. So this is a huge look at what they are and who they are, quite frankly. Let's keep it over in Lawrence County. Fairland holding off Gaia Academy to beat the Blue Devils 28-16. Bub, what do you
I told you I'm not taking them ever again. And on my sheet right now, I am not taking them. The hell with them. I can't pick it. I can't pick them right. My odds are in my favor. They're 2-3 right now. I got to pick against them. I will keep picking against them until they're over 500. Then I'll start picking them again.
You did.
I forgot. I didn't even see that you put that game on there. There's no reason to put that game on there.
No reason whatsoever other than just this conversation. And that's what I love about it. Let's talk about a classic, instant classic. How about Nelsonville York holding off Waterford? Game of the night, in my opinion, Bub. 29-28. The Buckeyes take down the Wildcats. What a finish to this game, right? Rusty Richards scores a touchdown with 1:07 to go in the game, and I would love to get in his brain and figure out if this was a look they saw on film. It about had to be, because it was a perfect play call. Waterford's going to overload the right side of the PAT attempt. They're left on the defensive end of things. And Nelsonville York's just going to take complete advantage of that. They're going to slip tight end out into the flats for a 2-point conversion, snap it directly to the kicker, and he just throws it over the heads of everybody attempting to block this fake kick. And what a way to get a lead in the game. But then, Bub, how about Waterford trekking down the field long enough to kick a 52-yard field goal,
right?
Missed by less than 18 inches left.
And that thing was booted. I saw them lining up for it. I mean, it had the distance by far. I was impressed by that kid's leg. I know he didn't hit that field goal, but that was an incredible boot.
And he looked confident the whole time.
I mean, the whole time.
The whole time. Just oozing. Like, at first I was like,
you saw me messaging you like, there's no shot. There's no shot. And then he kicks it, and I was like,
in real time,
I don't care if he misses or not. That was a hell of a boot.
In real time, I thought it was good. I had to
watch it
good.
Again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really did. I had to watch it again. In real time, I thought it was good. But obviously, once you play it back, you see it. The ball cross over the left upright in the view from Bucktel on that stream. But, Bub,
that could be a huge asset for Waterford going forward in a potential playoff game. Because, I mean, having a kicking game like that, can get you out of a lot of situations.
That could be really, really big.
Oak Hill is driving the ball on the 25-yard line right now. Waverly's moving it.
I do believe that Gunnar Myers is still out for Waverly, the quarterback for the Fighting or for the Tigers. Concussion protocol. Had some real significant memory loss following the game in week 4, Bub. Trip to Children's Hospital and all. So very happy that he's doing okay. He's doing okay. Not suited tonight, I don't believe. I hope I'm wrong at some point. But anyway, happy to see that he's doing all right. I want to talk about 4 or 3 FAC teams, Bub. I want to talk about Chillicothe, Miami Trace, and Hillsboro. All picked up big wins last week. Chillicothe took down Wilmington. Huge win for Chillicothe. Miami Trace knocked off Western Brown. And Hillsboro picked up a big win over Ponitz Tech, albeit Ponitz Tech, Bub. Jackson's going to play Hillsboro this Friday. I want to know your opinion on this game. Or on this, rather. And even Washington Courthouse at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to throw them in there with that win against Granville.
Absolutely. Well, Granville's starting quarterback not in the game, but yes, you do. Who is Jackson's biggest threat to take the FAC title? Because that has not been done in some time. Wow.
The rival.
Week 10.
The Week 10 rival. It's happened before. It's happened before with Jackson. I will not be led to believe that it is Miami Trace. They are up there with Fairland on when I take them. I'm never right, so I don't believe it's Miami Trace. And for Hillsboro, they're more of a team that's going to prove it to me. Yeah, they've had a good FAC season with Jackson and everybody in it 1 year before, but since then I haven't been impressed with the Indians. So I think Chillicothe Cavaliers, especially with that running game, Jackson's been very stagnant against the run this year on defense.
So I would have to agree with you. I hate that we do on a 4-team scenario because we usually often differ in those situations. Chillicothe's got the biggest the biggest star threat in Carte Ligon. They've got, and he's a breakaway talent, right? So you're talking a few times a game. He sneaks away from a young Jackson defense and he's got problems, right? They've also seen a lot. They've improved very quickly, and they get that Bub. I think they're the fastest improving team week to week in the FAC when you really stop and break it down. Miami Trace, I think Miami Trace has a mental thing with Jackson. I just do. I can't unsee it. I was there in Miami Trace 2 years ago when Cade was there for Jackson, and Bub, that game should have been much closer than it was. And it just wasn't.
This is no disrespect to Miami Trace's coach, but I feel like it's a huge coaching discrepancy.
Wow. I don't necessarily disagree with that. A few years ago, we were talking about more usage of the quarterback at the running position, right? Like things like that. And I don't, yeah.
We saw flashes of Miami Trace that year. I know exactly what you're talking about. Then the second half especially.
Well, it was the inside zone read on the quarterback keepers from the jet motion and things like that that I was saying. I was like, wow, this is a real offense, real athletes. Like you saw flashes of, but just no real consistency of. So I see what you're seeing through that lens. I'm with you on that part of things. But Bub, I just don't know that Miami Trace matches up to the physical. But again, Jackson in the physical aspect of it isn't the Jackson of the past. They're trying to play a little smaller, a little faster on the defensive side of things. Sometimes that's paying off to the advantage of the Ironman. And you know us, but we always trust Coach Hall on what he's trying to do. He's proven himself at this point. But you just wonder how equipped personnel-wise the Ironmen are for it this year. And this FAC is wide open right now, Bub.
Well, this is probably the most contested FAC we've seen since the birth of the conference.
So my thing is for Jackson right now so if they can get by this weekend, what I anticipate from Bodie Wolford, and I haven't heard much this week, but what I anticipate is that he'll be week to week, right? He's a kid that he's under constant evaluation every day from Andy. I'm sure of it. Andy's asking, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's today like for you every single day? But that's a question mark for Jackson right now.
Yeah.
And I do think he'll be week to week. That does remain to be seen as we get through these things. But it's going to be a wide open FAC. And it's not because it's a poor conference. It's because everyone else has gotten better. I didn't see the improvement from some of these teams until this year. We asked each other, is there really anyone region-wide that got better? Yeah, a lot of teams did.
I mean, we got a 3-2 McLean Tigers in the conference as well that we're not even mentioning.
Not even mentioned. Haven't even touched them right now. And let's be honest, Bub, they'll probably finish at the bottom of it all. Yeah, and that's a pretty good, that's a much improved, if nothing else, McLean Tigers squad in the FAC.
Yeah, and I think that's the way you described the FAC this year is much improved. Because, I mean, we were talking about Washington Courthouse last year having such a disastrous last couple of seasons, and they seem like they're turning it around. Chillicothe seems, and you said it best, they're turning it around so quickly for Chillicothe.
Week, dude. And that's Coach Carper, man. Like, and I know that there may not be some people that think that, and I think Coach Carper is legit. His impact on the culture is legit. We saw him standing there last year at Chillicothe High School when we were watching Ironton take on a playoff opponent. Like, Coach Carper's the real deal. He's going to get the right kids out. He's going to do the right things for these kids and give them real opportunities. I think he's enjoying his chance back in the 740 where he is after leaving and going to Zanesville. His influence means a lot in this conference right now, Bub, especially with his team. I agree with you. Chillicothe is going to be something else for the conference. Bub, let's go ahead and get to our picks on the week here in high school football. Bub, we mentioned tonight, I got the Waverly Tigers against Oak Hill tonight in that contest.
Oak Hill is up 7-0 right now.
Are they?
And they went for the onside kick afterwards against Waverly and went out of bounds. So Waverly's offense their possession will start a little bit closer to midfield.
I love that from Jason Fitzhugh, man. He's a gamer. He's a gamer.
They gave him a chance with it.
He's a dude, man. I love it. That's going to be a great game. Can't wait to catch on to that one with you, Bub. Bub, let's come back to the Jackson Ironman Hillsboro game here for just a moment. River Valley Wellston. How you feeling about this game tomorrow?
I feel like Wellston's going to get their second win of the season. I mean, we're talking about a River Valley team that hasn't won in 30-plus games. I just don't see them getting it done tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Bub. I think River Valley or Wellston's going to get it done over River Valley. And I think Wellston's counterpart in the following game, Vinton County, I think they fall on the road to Alexander. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I think Vinton County might find a win against Wellston in that Week 10 rivalry matchup, but it's going to be a tough season for the Vikings.
It is, and it has been so far. The Vikings are 0-5 to start the year. We're at the midway point, Bub. We blinked our eyes, and we're at the halfway point on the year.
And it seems like football season is the fastest season to go by.
Isn't it, man? So I used to think that until baseball season started. And baseball season's like a month ago.
They got 162 games for the MLB.
Bro, hear me out.
It's fine. You got plenty of baseball.
Bro, hear me out. High school baseball, by the time we took the field, which was like April 1st, the season's like a month and a half. If you make playoffs and then make a run, you're like end of May. It's 2 months.
Yeah, but you play so many games in between.
Just because you weren't built to be a gamer every day, don't hold it against the rest of us. Bub, Alexander at Warren. Bub, Bulldogs are 5-0. The Warriors are 1-4 in the rebuild. Who you feeling?
Yeah, I'll take Athens and the 5-0 record against the 1-4 Warren team that just got shut out last week. Which I keep saying this, Warren and Marietta are synonymous as teams. They both got shut out last week.
Their years seem to go along with each other very frequently.
They do. It's the craziest thing. I don't understand it.
It's so interesting the way that seems to work out. Bub, I'm going to skip Westfall Zane Trace for just a moment. If you can't tell, I'm skipping the ones I think we may be a little bit different on here, saving those ones to the end. Paint Valley, 0-5 Piketon. No reason to think we shouldn't take Piketon in this football game, right?
Yeah, I mean, Piketon had a good start to their season, but, I mean, they have dropped a couple games, but I still think they're going to take down Paint Valley.
I agree with you. Give me the Red Streaks at home. Bub, Miami Trace, Chillicothe. I didn't note that one, but I am going to note that one. We're going to come back to that one as well. That's going to be a great game this Friday. Washington Courthouse, McLean. Who you feeling?
I'm going to go with Washington Courthouse in this one. I know we were talking up McLean at the end of our bit about the FAC, but I think Washington Courthouse does win this one.
I will take Courthouse as well in this football game, and I don't know that McLean has quite the speed to keep up with the Blue Lions and what they're trying to do. And I like the coaching of the Blue Lions as well. Give me Washington Courthouse in this game. Bub, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to skip Colgrove Gaia Academy for just a moment. We're going to go ahead and move down a couple of games. Nelsonville York 5-0 at Meggs. Who you got in this one, Bub?
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Buckeyes. They escaped last week with a miracle victory, but I don't think it's going to be a close one this week.
I don't see a miracle victory in week 6. I think the Buckeyes cruise comfortably in this game. I'll roll with you on that one. Bub, Herbert Hoover Huskies at the Point Pleasant Big Blacks. Big Blacks are winless on the year. Huskies are playing pretty decent football.
You know, Herbert Hoover, they had the same nickname I did growing up, Husky. So give me the Huskies in this one.
Well, Herbert Hoover was also known for the Hoover flags, which we also don. Do you know what the Hoover flags are?
No idea what the Hoover flags are.
Those are empty pockets. When you pull your pockets out, they're empty. Those are called Hoover flags. He was the
president. I do that all the time.
He was the president during the Great Depression. Now you know, Bub. The Minford Falcons 2-3 at the Portsmouth West Senators, also 2-3. Who you got here, Bub?
I'm gonna take. Oh my gosh!
You want me to pick first? Pick first?
Yeah, you pick first.
I'll take Minford on the road.
That's what I was gonna take. Now it just seems like I'm just following you up. This made it 10 times worse.
That's why I wanted to pick first.
It's so tough. Like I feel like this might be one of the closest game of what could happen in the outcome. In my head, I could see the Senators winning this one, especially being at home. But I'm going to go with the Falcons at the Dairy Bar.
Oh,
victory shakes when they get back into town.
Okay, Bob, go ahead. Bob picks just like his brother. That's even his title on the show today. That's weird.
Pick with my gut, not my heart.
Bob, I don't know. You made sure that you knew that you picked like your brother. That's weird. Chesapeake 0-5 at 2-3 Portsmouth Trojans. Bob, who picks like his brother based on his co-host title. Who do you have?
Is there a world where Chesapeake flips it and instead of going 5-0 and then 0-5 to start the season, did they go 5-0 to end it? No, I don't think so. No, 4-0 maybe, but it doesn't start this week. I'm taking the Trojans.
Bob, I agree with you on this game. Portsmouth's going to win this football game. Beaver's going to take down Sciotoville East in a big way, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right, let's go over the SVC.
Daniel's probably going to give up 3 touchdowns, though. I do got to throw that in. He might give up 3 scores.
It's very possible, Bub. Very possible. Bub, the Huntsmen of Huntington Township on the road. They're traveling to Londonderry to take on the Southeastern Panthers. Would you like me to pick first in this one for you?
No, I'm taking Southeastern. I'm not thinking about it again. Huntington just you got me on this Huntington Ross hype train at the start of the season. And
they're going to win. They're going to win this
your pig, and then you flip your pig, and I've still been picking them, but I'm not doing it. I stared at this game a lot. I'm not taking
They're going to win this
Give me the Panthers. Roar.
Huntington's going to win again this week. You're going to lose again.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you are.
No, not until they're back to a positive record either.
Huntington's going to move to 3-3. Bub is incorrect. Bub, let's swing it to Unioto at Adena. This one's in Frankfurt. I'm going to roll with the Shermans here.
Yeah, they're going to keep tanking.
Yeah, they're going to keep. No, they're not tanking.
No, they're tanking. They're tanking.
They're not. Whatever.
They're tanking.
Southern 1-4 Tornadoes at the 2-3 Trimble Tomcats. Trimble have been playing good football before being pretty much shut down by the Shenandoah Zeps last week, 36-6. Who you got in this one?
What a surprising outcome of that game last week. We were both wrong on that one.
We were both incorrect on that game. And actually had a pretty good week of picks, too.
Yeah, you only missed a couple games. I'm going to go with Trimble to bounce back, though, and get the win over the Tornadoes.
I agree with you. Trimble at home in this one. They're going to get done in a big way. Central Catholic Crusaders, 3-2, taking on the Belpre Golden Eagles. Bub, Belpre, 2-3 on the young year.
I'm going to take Central Catholic Crusaders just because it's CCC. And it's just, redundant.
It's very CC simple for you. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Central Catholic as well. Belpre needs to show me a little bit more on the offensive side of the football. The 1-4 Fed Hawk Lancers traveling to the River Pilots, who are 3-2 on the young year. Bob, I'm rolling on the river.
Yeah, rolling on the river. Yep,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey,
like
Oak Hill, 7-6 against Waverly right now. Also, 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second.
Maybe one of the biggest discrepancies on the week. Green Bobcats at the Sims Valley Vikings. Bobcats 0-4. The Vikings 5-0 to start the year. Bub, I'm rolling with Sims Valley here.
Yeah, I have no reason to not go with the Vikings in this game. They've been playing excellent on the offensive side of the football, especially.
Let's go ahead and talk about the Fairland Dragons at the South Point.
South Point, give me him. Give me the pointers. South Point, give me him now. Give me him now. Give me him now.
I'll go ahead and roll with Fairland here, just because on this one. I think
that's what I said, just because.
Fairland on the road is going to give Bubba fits. Bub, actually, I'm very interested in this game. Purcell Marion, the Cavaliers, and the Rock Hill Redmen. Purcell Marion traveling to Rock Hill.
No.
Bub, this is going to be a great, great, great football game.
My heart's telling me to go Rock Hill, but I think I'm going to go Purcell Marion in this matchup.
Wow. Bub rolling with Rock Hill. I'm going to take a look at this one in real time here with you. I want to study. You're going with who now?
Purcell Marion. Give me the Cavaliers.
Purcell. We like our differences, right?
We do.
And this is a toss-up game. I think this is a really nicely tested Fairland team. Or not Fairland team, Rock Hill team, excuse me. Golly. I want to go different with you, but I just can't. I think that Purcell gets it done. Yeah, let's go different. Why not?
You're doing it.
Team. I'll do it. I'll take Fairland. Or Rock Hill, sorry.
Rock Hill.
Sorry. Reynoldsburg 0-5, Logan 0-5. Bub.
This might be the only time in the season I take a Logan. I'm going to take the Chieftains. I'm going to take Logan. I'm going to do it one time this year, and I know how this is going to end up. But give me Logan.
I honestly have no idea, but I'm going to roll with Reynoldsburg just to be different. Because right now, you literally brought yourself on here, titled yourself as Bubba, who picks like his brother. And I don't know why you did that, but you did.
Why do you change it? That's so cringy. You're cringy.
So we got the 5-0 Manchester Greyhounds at the 3-2 Crestline Bulldogs. And
I don't even know where the hell Crestline's at. Give me the Greyhounds. I know you were talking still, but I'm just thinking in real time. Give me the Greyhounds, not the Bulldogs.
So I think this will probably go Manchester's way. I do. But this will be a very good football game. Crestline has some bigs up front, some very large offensive linemen up front.
They sound like a brand of toothpaste.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree.
Dude, no, I've never been in a school that sounds like a tube of toothpaste.
Well,
give me the bus, the Greyhound bus.
Then let's move it on then, Bub. How about that? Marietta at Circleville, Bub. The Tigers at the Tigers, but the Marietta Tigers are winless, and Circleville's 4-1. I'm going to roll with Circleville at home here.
You know what? I'm glad you picked first on this game because I didn't really know who to take, but I'm going to take Circleville as well. Give me Round Town.
All right, Round Town going to get it done at home. Let's move it back up the list here for just a moment. South Gallia 4-1 at Portsmouth Notre Dame. Bub, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Rebels in this one. I think they get to 5 wins on the season.
I like what the Rebels have been doing. Portsmouth Notre Dame's been making a real splash, Bub.
I know.
I mean, a real splash. I think that Portsmouth Notre Dame is going to get it done at home in this football game.
Wow. We got a lot different this week. This is a big week. And this is in conference play where it usually simmers down a little bit.
Things usually die down, but it's early weeks of conference play.
That's true.
That's what makes this one fun. Valley 4-1 at Northwest 3-2. Who you liking here, Bub?
I'm actually going to go with Northwest to win this game. I think Northwest does it. I think Northwest wins this. Yeah. Valley, after a very tough loss to Berg, kind of there. Welcome, to conference play.
I think Northwest showed me more life against Wheelersburg, right? 14-0 at the half. Valley just didn't show me quite enough against the top of the top in their competition. I'm going to skip Ironton Wheelersburg here for just a moment, Bub. Let's keep it moving up our list. Waterford at Eastern Megs. There's some really good football games on our list.
There is, but I got to go with Waterford. I mean, I really liked their poise and composure to get down the field in the last few seconds of the game to at least put themselves in a potential position to win the game. Although the kick missed wide, just a little bit to the right, I still feel like that's going to be a difference maker in a game later on in the season for the Waterford Wildcats. But I think they just win this game outright by a touchdown.
If you ask a Marauders fan, the Eastern Eagles should be 2-2 right now based on a stepped out of bounds type of play. I'm going to roll with Waterford in this football game as well. I think that they get it done over Eastern on the road, albeit I think they get it done, Bub. I'll go with Waterford here in this game. Guy Academy hosting Cold Grove at Memorial Field in Gallipolis, Bub. Who you got, Hornets, Blue Devils?
I'm going to go with the Hornets in this one. Same. I think Guy has had a great start to their season, especially when you compare it to the likes of last season where they got a win against rival Point Pleasant this year. And Point Pleasant, having a little slow start to their season. I am gonna take Cold Grove, but I think Guy's had a well improved season.
Let's go ahead. I'm with you on this one. Cold Grove's going to get it done in this football game. Chillicothe at the Miami Trace Panthers tomorrow night. This is going to be a great FAC football game. You want me to go first in this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you're right. I think Chillicothe is the biggest threat to Jackson in the FAC. I out and out do.
You're going to take Miami Trace on.
Miami Trace is going to win this football game tomorrow night, and it's going to get interesting in a three-way tie sort of scenario. I don't believe Hillsboro is the real deal. I don't think they're there yet. They run for a lot of yards, but it's the triple option type of game, misdirection type of thing. They're out. Miami Trace has a real offense. That's a legitimate, high-powered offense, and I know they can stop people to win gross games. Chillicothe's a problem. Anytime that they hand the ball off to Carte Ligon, pitch him the ball, throw him the ball, he's a real problem.
Yeah.
And their defense is getting better and better and better and better and better each week at an exponential level. By the time they get to Jackson, they are Jackson's biggest threat in week 10. I don't think they're there yet to take down the preseason favorite that is Miami Trace. Bub, if they're playing any other team in the FAC this week, I take them. I don't think they're ready for Miami Trace, other than Jackson. Sorry. I don't think they're ready for Miami Trace to open up the play. I just don't.
I'm taking Chillicothe in this one. I think the Cavaliers win it with the running attack. I think that's a lot of control with the clock that Chillicothe offers on the offensive end. And like you said, the defense is improving. I've seen the Miami Trace offense offer a little flexibility and creativity, but I don't think it's going to be enough to open up enough gaps in that Chillicothe defense. But I think the running game is what's going to really control all of Miami Trace's offense, because I do see them getting ahead of themselves and a little impatient in that game.
Well, I don't know that Chillicothe's seeing a team quite as physical that can lean on you the way that Miami Trace does. But I also don't know that Miami Trace has seen the star power that Carte Ligon is either. So this is going to be a great football game. Very excited about it. I'm glad we feel different ways about it. That's a lot of fun as well. Bub, Westfall at Zane Trace, 4-1 squads in the SVC. I'm going to roll with the Pioneers at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take Zane Trace in this one as well. Again, this is another matchup where the running attack for the Pioneers is just going to flourish. And I feel like in the SVC matchup, we're kind of looking at another two-team race between Zane Trace and Unietta.
This is going to be a really good football game too, though. I promise you it will be. This will be a less than 10-point game. Let me say less than 12. 10-point games are just so tough, man. Let me say less than 12.
Yeah, in high school football especially.
Especially in high school football with what we've seen. Let's go ahead and swing it over to Jackson at Hillsboro. Bub, I think is a tricky game for the Ironmen. I do anticipate Bodie Wolford on the field. I have not spoken to anyone from Jackson. Did you see something sweet?
Oh, yeah. And this went really Oak Hill game. I mean, Oak Hill's down 12-7, but they're driving down the field. I mean, this number 15 for Oak Hill, wide receiver, going on a streak, and he catches it, but he gets absolutely laid out. There's a targeting penalty off of it. Oh. He got laid out. But I mean, going down to the 25-yard line with 15 seconds to go in the half, Oak Hill might have a realistic chance of taking the lead before they go into the locker room.
Way to hang on to the ball and your head, young man. We love that. Bub Jackson at Hillsboro. Of course, I got to go with the FAC champs, reigning champs, favorites heading into the conference play, obviously. But I think this will be a more competitive game than people give it a little bit of credit for. Hillsboro can maintain the football, and it's a young, inexperienced Jackson defense, man. It's not the offense, it's the defense.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit of the offense, especially when you're missing the likes of Wilford at the helm, right? Like Jackson has offered no passing attack since then. They're a very one-dimensional team right now until they prove otherwise. But I do think Jackson gets away. I think Jackson gets out of this game with a win, but I agree with you. It's not going to get out of hand like people would expect in years past. I think Jackson wins a 17 to 21 point victory, 3-score game where it gets out of hand for Hillsboro a little bit later. Now, if Hillsboro takes control of the football and doesn't have any mishaps on the offensive side of the ball, I could see this game going to, tick for tat.
The thing you don't want for Jackson, and you don't want this to become a game where, and again, I'm assuming Bodie will be on the field, but you don't want it to become a game where you've got to throw the football all over the place, try to play catch up, maybe down 14 all game, that type of scenario. So you gotta make use of your opportunities still. Hillsboro's a team you still have to respect for Jackson.
Yes.
Make no mistake about it. Bub, Ironton, 5-0 at the Berg, Ed Miller Stadium. It's gonna be a great football game, Bub.
Might be game of the year in the area as far as the quality of opponents meeting up.
And the anticipation amongst two opponents getting together.
Yes.
Bub, this is the number 1 team in Division 5, Ironton. This is the number 2 team in Division 5, Wheelersburg. Bub, Ironton's averaging 47.6 points per game. Wheelersburg coming in here at 31.4 points per game, each of them allowing under 10. Ironton at 8.2 points per game. Berg allowing a stingy 5.8. Trevin Pendleton coaching the Berg, or coaching Ironton. Rob Woodward coaching the Berg. They've been there for a respectable amount of time each. These are 2 great coaches in the area, Bub. This is going to be a fun football game.
It's going to be a great football game. I mean, what way would you rather have it than see these 2 teams meeting in the middle of the season, both undefeated, right? Like, this used to be a week 1 game. We're seeing it at the middle of the season now, but it doesn't take away from anything. If anything, it amplifies those expectations, especially when these teams are coming in with 5-0 records. But I think for Ironton, this is going to be a week where they're going to have some struggles, and they're going to have to figure out offensively how to get a little bit more creative than what they've been doing on offense. Right now, they've just been scoring at will, but I think Wheelersburg defense will create those struggles for the Ironton offense to where they are going to face some hardships. You might have to see Ironton punt the ball once.
It's possible. They have a punt unit?
Right.
Crazy. This will be a good football game. This will be highly contested at times. Don't get me wrong. Ironton's operating on a little bit of a different level than other people, but dude, a rivalry can bring out the absolute best in your team. And you get it when you're at home in a rivalry game. It's just a little bit different than going into the right. It doesn't feel as insurmountable for Wheelersburg Pirate fans as maybe it would have if you were stepping into the tank. Are you the favorite? No, right?
No, not by any means.
You may be 1 in the region, 2 in the state, but you're not the favorite, even at home. You're not the favorite. I think Ironton wins this football game. I think Ironton wins it relatively comfortably.
I'm going to give it a 17-point victory.
I had 20 on the dot. 34 to 14 type of game.
Yeah.
But I think Ironton shows what it really is, even against Wheelersburg, Bub. I really do.
I think we see Ironton turn it on in the second half, but I see a 1-score game, maybe a 14-10 game for Ironton going into half. But after half, I see that the offense coming alive and the defense starting to force a few stops, maybe a couple turnovers here and there. But Ironton's too talented of a team to fall for a full 4 quarters.
What would it mean to you if Ironton does get it done over Wheelersburg by, say, 20? I mean, is that state repetition Ironton at that point? Is that a team that's ready to repeat?
Well, I mean, I would look at it as the aspect of you're beating your regional finalists by 20 points.
I mean, you're beating the number 2 team in the state.
You're going to the state. Yeah, you're going to the state semifinals. Off a 20-point victory. I would say it would be close. Now, is that Wheelersburg team, if they do win this week, or if Ironton beats Wheelersburg, is that the same team you're going to meet in the playoffs? No, that's going to be a better Wheelersburg team. But we also expect Ironton to be much more improved in the playoffs as well.
Everything that I got being down in the tank a week ago, everything that I'm seeing out of Ironton tells me this is the same. Bub, they just took down the number 12 team in the state in Division 3. 42-3 at the half. And again, Bodie Wilford, I know, but you still put up your own whenever you wanted, wherever you wanted. So it's a scary Ironton team, man. This will be a great football game. I can't wait to be there at Ed Miller Stadium tomorrow night, Bub. Going to be an absolute blast. It's going to do it for us here for the most part here. We do have some things to wrap up here, Bub. Your Bengals, you mentioned a couple of times throughout this broadcast, but my Steelers got back to 2-1 after a win in New England in Foxborough. So that was nice.
Yeah.
We're back.
We get to see the Bengals on Monday Night Football this week against the Broncos, and I couldn't be less enthused about them being on prime time now.
That's a tough spot to be in.
It's tough as a Bengals fan right now. I usually enjoy the Bengals versus Broncos games. I got a few Broncos buddies.
It's a tough one to be in, though, Bub. I haven't looked ahead at Pittsburgh's schedule. I'll be completely honest with you. I've been immersed in far too much local stuff to have gotten there by Thursday. So
they play the Vikings on Sunday. 9:30 game.
Oh, that's right. This is the one in Dublin. That's right. I did see that one earlier in the week. Again, like you said, I'm not sure that it. Yeah, I mean, of course it matters. It's football, right? I'll go with the Steelers in Dublin, obviously. I think that they maintain the advantage. I think they'll be the more homegrown brand over there in Dublin. So, yeah, I think Steelers fare a pretty good shot there. But OSU traveling to Washington Saturday, 3:30 kickoff in Washington. How you feel about the Buckeyes?
I feel like a lot of people are kind of thinking about this being a trap game for Ohio State with the travel across country or, across the country. But I think Ohio State got their experience last year against Oregon when they had to travel across the country. I think Ryan Day learns from that loss and he gets his team more prepared to where they're not going to fall victim.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that, the trap game only exists in a lot of ways for teams that haven't encountered a lot, right? This is a team, even dating back to last season, under the now leadership of Caleb Downs, Cade McDonald, Sonny Styles of that defense, right? This is a team that's been through a lot, seeing a lot, even dating back to last season. Like I said, Buckeyes are going to be fine as they travel to Washington, rather. I think they'll be okay on the road. Bub, how about the social media world? Do you think people should subscribe, like, and follow? I think they should. That'd be cool.
Yeah, support us. Yeah, give us a little support.
Support us. Help us out.
Support us.
Help us out, Bub. Seabirds, Redbirds. Who you got tonight, Thursday Night Football?
I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks. They're 1.5-point favorites on the road, but I think the Cardinals last week. Yeah, they're favorites.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, after that 14-point blasting they gave the Steelers earlier in the season. Yeah, people put a lot of
mistakes in that game. Yeah, but the Steelers are also 2-1, not making 49 points worth of mistakes.
Hey, they get to play that Vikings defense this week. Which Vikings? I mean, also we got to look at the Vikings. They lost to the Falcons 22-6, who just got absolutely shellacked by the Panthers last week, 30-0. The NFL was such a weird season.
It always is. It's always the weirdest league. It's the most competitive league in the world. That's what they call it.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's far more competitive than the NBA. Because Zion Williamson looks like a freak of nature going into the season.
He does look wild. But
my goodness,
that's everything for us. Do you have anything else before we get out of here?
No, I'm going to get out of here, watch some Thursday Night Football, watch the end of this Waverly versus Oak Hill game. It's halftime right now. I'm watching the band play right now for the Waverly Tigers. I can't really hear what they're playing, but I can see the movements. So in my head, it's kind of funny. If you just watch people dance with no music, like you can just make up all kinds of funny memes.
They have a really good band, as a matter of fact. Bub, could we be experiencing the 2.0 of the 7-4 Sports Show? Is it possible?
Oh my gosh! Look at little Jag. Look at that little guy.
I came down here into the basement. the other morning trying to get a few things ready for work, and Jackson was
Dude,
just
could you imagine him and Kai?
Oh my gosh. Jack and Kai and Dallin.
Oh my God, Kai and Dallin together was just absolutely diabolical.
Give Meet your microphone, man. That's going to do it for us tonight on the 740 Sports Show. We had a blast. We hope you did as well. We got more high school football to talk about as the year goes on. Bub, that'll do it for us tonight.
Oh, you want me to say bye?
We'll see.
Is that what you want? Bye.